All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I will be doing a weed sector review, more than likely breaking this out into two videos because there's actually 8 tickers I want to look at. Tilray, CGC, Sandal, and High Tide, I would say, are the regular ones. There was a request to look at Curaleaf, so I will do that for sure. And then, look, NEPT, Jupiter Wellness, and VFF, those have made some silly little moves, and I was asked to look at those too, so I will. But look, I say this not as a literal comparison, but I've kind of mentioned this a number of times. In my opinion, Tilray is the king of the weed sector, at least on a technical level, all right? In my eyes, this is the equivalent of Tesla to the EV stocks, Nvidia to the AI stocks, and again, obviously Tilray by no means is ever comparable to either of the two, but the sector leader comment is more than anything what it's about. And this, I'm like, I say it on every single video, break all 5 and fly. This thing has literally been trying to break and fly for almost the entire 2 weeks. All right, so Tilray, I have to give it up to at least like this level of determination. All right, but nothing will happen until the 200 MA is a distant memory. All right, so that's really going to be the big thing here. All right, SNDL made a really beautiful move, but it's actually coming up to this 200. Right, so we'll talk about the expectation and really what Monday is about to bring. Right. I honestly don't know what most of the other ones look like. High Tide and Curaleaf, I really don't. Neptune, I definitely saw that thing pop. I really don't know why. And then Jupiter Wellness and VFF, I actually covered those a few days ago, and they actually did exactly what I thought, right? They came down a little bit and then made a really nice recovery. So hopefully you were able to take advantage of that, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? And like I've always been saying, the Discord group is actually a lot of fun. We're actually talking about some weed stocks right now. You can see it right there. So the link is in the comments if you haven't joined already. But look, let's get into Tilly, all right? And I've been kind of saying the same things, for lack of words, over and over, right? Like, we are so close. I know it doesn't seem it, but in my eyes, this is red. We're at the horizontal, and man, we're either gonna green, or unfortunately the 200 is going to win one more time. All right, and I say one more time kind of jokingly, like that's the 200 is the hardest line. All right, and that has nothing to do with Tilray itself. It means the same thing for the major indices, for a $500,000 stock, for a penny stock, and anything in between. All right, the 200 wins more time than it breaks. All right, I sincerely do believe that. All right, and yeah, kind of looked like it there was nothing there. Hasn't been a thing this entire year until now. All right, and again, I started the video with it. This has essentially been an entire 2-week battle with the 200. All right, we for sure get over it, but you know I always say it, I don't care about a single day. All right, you need the confirmation, and couldn't confirm. We hold the 8 like a champ, lose it a little bit, but hey, what was a resistance, what we couldn't get over at one time, becomes a support and actually helps us bounce, right? But man, we still could not get over the 200. All right, our RSI is actually going down. You know I like green over red, not the other way around, but I'm liking this 50 number. Theoretically, if we get a nice little day, I mean, 50 is a good place for this thing to potentially go over it. But man, it seems like the RSI is slipping a little bit. It does seem like this is, end of the day, look, the only 2 things I think I genuinely care about is volume and what happens with this. Ooh, excuse me, a little hiccup there. With this line right here, this 270, I'm rounding up, right? But yeah, 268, 269, 270, 271. Like, we really want to get, I'm not even going to lie to you, it might even be worth waiting for like 275. all right? We need to get away from this purple line. Like, that is the $1 million answer for this, okay? And look, I normally put a good amount of weight on these two. You know I do, especially when they're both kind of like saying the same thing. This one's going down, this one seems to be losing it. I sincerely believe if there's enough volume on Monday, none of these will matter. Both of them are healthy enough to where they will ride the volume momentum. And if that breaks, again, I'm telling you, nothing matters more than this. All right. So what am I looking for? I'm zooming out actually to look at volume. All right. And yeah, we need to be right here. We do. We need to be at 34 million shares. And what does that mean to me? So I'm going to do 34 divided by an 8-hour day. We need 4.25 million shares within that first hour. Otherwise, we're either playing catch up or we have money. Did I say catch up or catch up? I think I said catch up. Good. I hope so. Or like, again, if we are at 3 million shares when the first hour is finished, oh man, we're already 50% basically below where we should be because we needed another 1.5, right? If we're at like 5 or 6 million, oh my gosh, it could be a big, big day. So watch that first hour volume, all right? That's my advice. Watch what happens to that 270 line, all right? And again, there's nothing wrong with not being greedy and just adding a little more. Again, put a higher criteria to your entry. Excuse me, sorry. And good things will happen to your money. What's this line, just to see it? 277. I'll be honest with you. Look, there is no such thing as safe, all right? But waiting for 278, 279, that might be the safe thing. And I will actually set a 278 alert. I think that's the one I would like to hit. Because, look, honestly, I can see 271, 272, even 273 kind of being a fake out. We've seen it literally fake out this day, and this day. Hell, even that day too, right? So this thing has faked it and failed, faked it and failed, faked it and failed, right? And actually, each of those days was under the 8 and the 200. All right, so like, let's not take away from that. Like, under the 8, under the 8, under the 8, clearly under the 200 as well, right? So this is 4 days under the 8. The 200's doing the job, right? Like, you often hear me talk about like oscillating over a big line. Like, that is for sure what's happening here. It's giving this 20 a little bit of time to catch up as well, which is really good, right? And we've already seen some pretty healthy movement right here. Like, that is a support line doing its job. You know what I mean? So honestly, I can't imagine that this thing goes any lower than 245. I actually really don't, because again, the 20's right there and should be catching it, right? One of the things we talked about on the last video was maybe it coming down to the 100. I'm hoping that, again, never happens, right? Hold the 20 and, dude, just break this on Monday. That's what really needs to happen. And again, when I'm seeing the noise with like Neptune, is it Neptune Wellness? I keep saying wellness at the end. It is Neptune Wellness. Okay, cool. But yeah, Neptune Wellness, Jupiter Wellness, VFF, when these little, and I say this with no offense at all, right? Because again, I'm not that heavy in the weed sector. You kind of know this if you watch my videos. But those names remind me of like 2015, 2016, 2017, when I was a real bad and dumb trader and just like looking at these weed stocks that I thought were going to be legal and turn me into this millionaire that I am clearly not today. You know what I mean? So, Tilray. Tilray needs to do well, and it's the quote I say all the time. You gotta follow the tide, man, and Tilray is the full moon. It either lifts it or it doesn't right there, all right? So I'll look at the weekly, because I think, yeah, I remember we were talking about the 50 moving average, right? What number is this 50 average at? 274. Again, I think that goes to say that, like, I think even waiting for 275 might be bad, and I'm even more happy that I put it a little higher. And hey, maybe my 278 was still a little too low. Maybe I should have waited to break the 280s, right? But volume, all right? More than anything, yes, obviously I see it going down a little bit. I think I'm really glad that we're at least holding that. Dude, I'm telling you, just give me that, what was it, 4.5, right? 4.25 volume the first hour, and Tilly will do some bad, good things, right? Like, yes. CGC, hey, I was not going to talk about this one, actually. This has been a viewer request from someone on StockTwits. I don't really use StockTwits too much, I'll be real honest with you, but I do think it is now a very important time to look at CGC. I actually think this is a must watch on Monday, all right? So what am I seeing? Look, This is only a single day, all right? Obviously, you know I love it when you're over the 8 and the 20. You know I love it when a single candle can break it. That said, I don't care about one day. I don't care about a double-digit gain, especially when I see nothing but trading under the 8 and the 20, okay? This 41-cent line has been a champion, all right? And oh my gosh, where is this thing from? Do I have to go to like the monthly? Like where is, was there a reverse split here and that's where this line is from? Where would I, maybe I literally just drew it recently. For all I know, it's probably the bottom of this guy if I had to guess actually. Damn. This 41-cent line's been doing really, really well. And I always talk about the biggest candle to the left. Clearly that's that bad boy right there, right? So, man, listen. This is the next thing I want to look at. Sorry, I was thinking as I was looking. So that's 47. So this is 48, and it looks like this is, oh, this one's also 47, but it looks like it's a higher 47, closer to 48. So look, what am I looking at? So first thing I was looking at was the top of this 8-8 candle. This one says 47. Clearly, I wish I had more decimals, right? But that 47 line is lower than this 47 that's coming up on the green number over there in the left box, right? So for me, I think, what are you, 49? No, what is, you're 48. You're an even higher 48. Look, I don't think it's worth touching this thing under the 50 because as I'm looking at this line, the bottom of this one, and then like these two, the juice isn't there. Like I would wait for 51. I'm going to set an alert at 51. And look, I'm a little more conservative, right? Like I have no problem saying that, especially in this kind of like situational market that we're in, right? But I don't think the juice is worth it from here to here. That said, that's another 10%, right? I'm rounding, but roughly every 4 cents is 10%. You add 4 cents here, that'll take you to this like 49.50 line, right? Basically. So for me, it's not worth it. Get me over that red. And man, it might be a really, really interesting run up to here. Because look, I'll delete the line. I'll delete it, right? But if we can get over that 50, and if we can get all the way to here, red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 whole mess of nothing, green, 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 monster run to maybe 80, right? So again, don't necessarily have 80-cent dreams on a 40-cent stock, right? Like I think this right here is probably going to stop it, and that's actually the line I'll draw. I think that's an important line to have right there. Otherwise, oh man, get me over that 50 moving average in red, and I really like it. Look, that's an interesting MACD, real close to the 0 line. That's obviously an RSI that's flat for sure, right? So I'm not trying to get too excited here, but man, that's a 40. If we break this, that 40 can run to 80, and we can run up to there. You know what I mean? So I like that right there. And clearly volume had something going on, right? And we've seen it and it's failed. So I need to see it and then do better. Like I need something like this, hopefully something even more like that, right? So CGC, I think it's a must watch. Again, don't assume we're going to get over it because all we have done is failed those two lines. We get close and we fail. We get close and we fail. We get over and we fail. We get over and we fail. Don't assume, but yeah, if it happens, hell yeah, I'll be there. Let's look at the weekly really quickly. Woo. All right, we closed over the 8 for the first time since here, and that's a bad close, but yeah, since February of this year, basically, yeah, interesting. Watch this one, all right? Watch this one. Damn, on the weekly, there's not a... I like CGC. I do, actually. I think that one is for sure a must-watch. How much time is here? All right, let me do this. Let me look at... Damn, I'm trying to think of what I want to do. Let me pause this real quick. Just sorry, one sec. Okay, I think I'm going to talk about Jupiter Wellness on this one. Or sorry, Neptune Wellness on this one. And then I'll cover the rest on a secondary video. Okay, so... what are we looking at with this Neptune Wellness chart? All right, look, first and foremost, and I say this with so much respect. Look, I knew this stock back in the day. You can see that line was there. Clearly, there was a trend right here. These must have been something before this 1 for 35 reverse split, all right? I'm kind of zooming in. Yeah, I'm a mad, like, I don't even know, right? But this is a stock I actually knew, and I knew it, like I said, in the pretty early days, but way, 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 way before I was a good trader, all right? So all I see is a whole mess of being well under the moving averages. I see a reverse split that, I mean, was relatively a while ago, a little bit more than a year ago, but very, 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 very insignificant volume except for Friday, right? So, this is an interesting chart. I will say that because actually the RSI is probably the most telling thing because, man, this makes such a monster move up and nothing really happens with it except again Friday. And I have no idea what the news was if you really want to know the truth, but a couple things I can easily say. I'm going to start up here, okay? This really isn't a good candle, all right? Obviously, it's really easy to look at this 75% and be like, damn, there's a lot to like here, all right? But dude, truth be told, this is a bad candle for a few different reasons. In my head, I don't know if someone sold up here. I kind of think someone bought up here. I think people were like, oh my gosh, we just broke the 100. Oh my gosh, the 200 is up here at like 40 something, double it. Oh my gosh, there's a crazy gap fill. Green, 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 nothing, red, 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 has to be green, green, green. Like, I think people got caught up here. All right, I really, really do. All right, and to me, I see a lot of people who bought at 30 something. Let's not even say, let's even just say right here, who bought at let's just even say a flat 30, just a little bit over the 100 moving. Going from 30 all the way down to this 24 that we closed at is a 20% loss. Every 3 cents is 10%. We just lost 6 from there. That's a 20 burger. All right. So I know the focus is really easy to look up here. No. That's not a good candle in my opinion. From there, man, this is pump and dump volume to me. All right. Day before was actually a relatively high number. All right. But the day before that was not even a million. Wednesday was less than 400K. We then jump almost magically to 15 and then damn, almost magically again to 180 million. Like, I don't know if this was earnings. I don't know if this was like a buyout thing. I would love to know if there's actually news. I didn't really check any of the headlines, but damn, I swear I don't know what it's doing after. Wow, you're going up after hours? I didn't expect that. I'll be honest. Again, I really think after hours is an easy way to get your hand stuck in the cookie jar, but there's I got to draw some lines because I'm curious. Where are we to that? Okay, so we're not over that. Where are we to that? We're not over that. Where are we to that? That's basically where we're at. So, all right. This is one of those stocks where like I often say, look, I got no crystal ball, right? I'm here to assume bad things when I see a stock that's done nothing but bad things, all right? Yes, I see this. Yes, I see this, okay? And like I get that it's had like little moments. I just see a whole mess of being under way too many moving averages, right? So I feel like coming down to 22 or even all the way down to 18 is very realistic. Again, I just saw it go up, right? Like it's at 26 after, like I still think like this is the strongest candle down here. These are a whole mess of insignificant little nothings in my opinion, all right? We just drew this 26 where we're at. Basically, I took 50% of this little insignificant one. To me, I think that's probably the stronger line, but that is the 100 itself, right? So I don't know. I obviously, look, obviously break the 100 and run to the 200 would be the goal. And again, it's nothing but gap city, right? So I see it. I would set the alert. Oh, man. I would set it at 32. I want to be a little higher. Let me come here. What breaks you? You're 32. Where's 33? I'll do it at 33. I'm telling you, I would rather not get faked out by this 100 and set the alert a little high. Look, I haven't even talked. That's a really high RSI. a 91, things don't, and like it's crazy to see that kind of divergence as it's hitting 91, because that's also and again, divergence is nothing more than a fancy word for these two lines are going away from each other, and they're going away from each other the right way. We like it when they're like green away is good. We want green to go up and red to stay down, right? Even when I go to regular hours, that is actually still what those look like. So I mean, for me, if it can break the 100, I'm ready to catch it and run to the 200. Believe me. That said, I actually wouldn't be surprised if this drops to 18, and a drop to 18 would be horrible. Even a drop to, like, what was this number? I think I said 20, right? Was that 20? That was 19. What was the bottom of this? I swear I thought I said 20. All right, whatever. Even if you come to this 22, that alone is a 10% drop. And truth be told, if you're in right now, that's like, again, I got no crystal ball. I have to assume bad, but break this and we want to run to that. I think that's the last thing I want to say because I don't want to over confuse things. But I think that's a good 3 right now. If Tilray runs, oh, this can do some even sillier things. I think that's a good thing to end it with. So, hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, thank you.